There is by no, KARANVIR BINNAR is number one. Yes.
All right, there are two cases here, 26 CF 1321 and 26 CT 460, both of which are state of Wisconsin versus KARANVIR SINGH BINNAR. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Defendant appears in person with attorney Brian Howe.
Good afternoon.
Good
You
afternoon.
received copies of both of these complaints?
Yes, Your Honor, we have received copies of both criminal complaints. We would like to waive a formal reading of the complaint. We note that the address in the complaints are correct, and we'd ask that not guilty pleas be entered to the misdemeanors.
All right. We'll get those not guilty pleas entered where appropriate. I have reviewed both of these complaints, find that they state probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
You might have a victim.
Oh. Thank you. There is a note here that there is a victim here on 26 CF 1321 who wants to be heard. If there is a victim connected for this hearing, please feel free to take yourself off mute. Tell me who you are and anything you'd like me to know about the issue of bail or bond.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Is this the case for Bruno? I just want to make sure before I make my statement.
Which case?
This is 26 CF 1321, the state of Wisconsin versus KARANVIR BINNAR.
Oh, no, that's not me. Sorry.
Is there anyone here on that case who wants to make a statement about the issue of?
Vera.
They did just unmute themselves and then mute themselves almost immediately. Looks like they're unmuted now.
I am here. Yep, I am here now. Sorry, I was having some connection issues. I would like to KARANVIR to come home today, and I would also like to request to bring his charges down or have no charges against him.
And can you tell me who you are, please?
I am Virendra BINNAR. I am spouse of KARANVIR BINNAR.
All right, thank you for those comments. Any argument for bail or bond on behalf of the state?
Yes, starting with 26 CF 1321, state is requesting a signature bond with conditions of no acts or threats of violence towards anyone and no use or possession of alcohol. In 26 CT 460, state is requesting a signature bond, no operation of a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and no operation of a motor vehicle with any alcohol in his system.
No objection to those conditions, Your Honor.
All right, then I'll order a signature bond on each case. Sir, while this matter is pending, with respect to the 1321 case, the order that you not direct any acts or threats of violence toward anyone, and that you not use or possess any alcohol. On the 460 case, I will order that you not operate any motor vehicle without any alcohol in your system. It's already a crime not to drive without a license, so I'll expect you to continue to follow the law as required by the bail. With respect to the time limits for the preliminary hearing on the felony case?
We would waive the 20 days.
All right, I'll find that Mr. BINNAR has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status. You'll get that date on your way out, sir.
Thank you very much.
Return.
Brent Swain. Next up is CLIFVON West, appearing by Zoom.
Hello, my name is CLIFVON West.
All right, Mr. West, give me a second here and I'll call the case.
Okay.
Right, this is 26 CM 1430, state of Wisconsin versus CLIFVON West. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
CLIFVON West appears by Attorney William Rakestraw. We are in receipt, Mr. West does not want SPD representation, or at least that is what he's informed our office of. If he does desire representation, he will need to apply later. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal readings, and enter pleas of not guilty.
All right, Mr. West, I have a couple of questions for you. The first question is about your address. Do you have, the criminal complaint lists an address at 7603 Mineral Point Road in Madison. Is that your current mailing address?
No,
Okay, can you tell me where we can send your mail?
I'm homeless. I am a homeless person.
Mr. West, is there anywhere at all that we can send mail?
To a public mail office of the town.
All right, Mr. West, the second question I have for you is about an attorney. You are charged with 3 misdemeanor offenses. All of those are crimes, and so you have a right to be represented by an attorney. The attorney from the public defender's office who's here in court indicates that you told their office you don't want to be represented by a lawyer from the public defender's office. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't need a representation from an attorney or lawyer for a misdemeanor charge. I don't need anybody representing me for these misdemeanors that y'all are trying to charge me with.
Okay, well, Mr. West, you have been charged with 3 misdemeanors. They carry the 2 bail jumping charges carry a maximum penalty of 9 months in jail, $10,000 fine or both. There's also disorderly conduct here, which carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail, $1,000 fine in both or both. For that reason, you have a right to be represented by a lawyer from the public defender's office. I'm sorry, you have a right to be represented by a lawyer. If you want to be represented by a lawyer from the public defender's office, you'll have to apply for their services with their office.
No, I'm fine. I don't need to be represented. I'll represent myself.
All right. I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond and a ban from the address of 511 Park Circle in Sun Prairie.
Mr. West, I assume that you don't have any objection to that request?
What? What request?
The request is that you be released on a signature bond, meaning you don't have to pay any money to be released from jail. But that as a condition of your bond, you be banned from 511 Park Circle in Sun Prairie.
Yes, that's fine.
All right, Mr. West, that's what I will order.
Okay.
All right, we're done on this case. Thanks, everyone.
Next up is Dane McClin. This is 26 CM 1437, State of Wisconsin versus DANIN MCLIN. Appearances, please.
EDA Bridget Cook for the state.
Dan McLean appears by Attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. McLean has expressed to our office that he does not want our representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty. Mr. McLean, if Mr. McLean does want public defender representation, he will need to apply to us later.
All right, thank you. I've reviewed this complaint, find that it states probable cause. Before I ask the state's position on bail or bond, Mr. McLean, I want you to know a couple of things. Actually, I want to know a couple of things from you. The first is about your address. This criminal complaint states that you live on Holborn Circle in Madison. Is that the complaint, is the address that's on the complaint your current mailing address?
Yes, my home address is.
All right. The second issue is that you've been charged with a misdemeanor here. The maximum penalty is a $10,000 fine, 9 months in jail or both. For that reason, you have a right to be represented by an attorney.
Okay.
Attorney Rakestraw indicates that you inform the public defender's office that you don't want to be represented by a lawyer from their office. If you change your mind about that, the bailiff gave you a document which contains instructions about applying for a lawyer from the public defender's office. You don't qualify for a lawyer from their office. Your options are to hire a lawyer to represent you or to ask the county to appoint a lawyer to represent you at county expense.
Okay.
What's the state's, before I ask the state's position again, the notes indicate that there's a victim on this case who might want to be heard. If so, please unmute yourself, tell me who you are and anything you'd like me to know about the issue of bail or bond.
Commissioner, I was advised that there might be somebody who wanted to speak, but I don't see anyone logged in with a name matching that person.
Okay. I'll wait just a couple of seconds in case there is anybody here who's connected, who wants to be heard on the issue of bail or bond, and if there isn't, I'll turn to the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is recommending a signature bond, no contact with Antoinette M, ANTIONETTE, and that's M as in Mary, and a ban from the 2900 block of Holborn Circle in Madison.
All right, Mr. McClin,
Yes.
what is your position on the issue of bail or bond?
Any issue with what?
Your position on bail or bond. The state has asked that you be released on a signature bond, which means you don't have to pay any money in order to be released from jail. But they're asking that as a condition of your release, that you not have any contact with Antoinette N, and that you be banned from 2900 Holborn Circle.
A place that I live that I have a lease on, my name is on the lease, my stuff is there, so I don't understand it. Then I'll be homeless then.
So when I asked your position, what your position is that you're objecting to that condition?
No, we didn't say anything. Say the conditions of what? Of not going to a place that I live, that's what you're saying?
No, I'm just asking your position, what your thoughts are, what you think should happen for bail or bond. What do you think I should order or not order as a condition of your release? The state has indicated that what they want is for me to order you not have any contact with Antoinette M and that you not be at 2900 Holborn Circle.
Okay, and you ask me what I think of it.
I'm just asking you what you want me, what would you like me to order, if anything?
But I'm able to live at the place I'm at. If I'm not able to live there, I'm there to have my name on the lease on, then I'll be homeless. So would it be somewhere I can go after this? Because I don't have a place to go after that.
Mr. McLean, let me just offer you a suggestion at the moment. Maybe it would be helpful for you to talk with Attorney Rakestraw just about the issue of bail or bond, and perhaps you can explain what's happening here and either represent you at today's hearing only or offer you some information about how to proceed. And I can give you a minute so you can speak with you.
That's the only thing. Yeah, on this. Okay. All right, and what's it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they have to do that. No, there's the- there's the- and you have to manage the- Okay. So- Okay, but you can. No. With the plan, but there in this, I want to read what's in the next one, but each other. Yeah. It's pretty fun. Yeah, the bird right here. Okay, no problem. Later then. Yeah, exactly. I'll still be on.
We're ready, Your Honor. Your Honor, we have no objection to the signature bond. Mr. McClinton would ask that he be allowed to continue to reside at the address on Holborn Circle and not be banned. I understand the allegations of theft from here and the issues that are laid out in the complaint, but these are just allegations. It's my understanding Mr. McClinton has zero criminal record. It appears he's a veteran of the United States Air Force, Your Honor. I understand that there was some issues going there. There's some serious allegations here, but it is a misdemeanor. And the values of the property seem to be pretty low. So I would ask that, again, no objection to signature bond, but I would ask that Mr. McClinton be allowed to reside at the address he has listed, Your Honor.
And Attorney Rakestraw, do you have any information about the information about who owns or leases this address?
Mr. McClinton, it's from what it sounds like to me, Mr. McClinton is the person on the lease. However, this other individual is also on the lease, so it seems like a shared residence.
Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor, and the victim specifically requested these conditions.
All right. Well, I am going to order the signature bond. That's what everyone's asking me to do. And I think it's appropriate given the lack of any criminal record or evidence that Mr. McClinton has ever missed a court appearance. I will order that he not have any contact with Antoinette M. I think that should about cover it. If Antoinette M obviously is at the Holborn Circle address, then no contact will cover it. And if she's not, then Mr. McClinton can be there, given that it sounds like he's on the lease as well. But I'm just gonna order the no contact. All right, we'll be adjourned on that case.
All right. It's gonna be, good luck. EDWIN Florencio.
Thank you. Is that yours?
Edwin, mi nombre es Fred, voy a ser su intérprete. ¿Está bien?
This is 26 CM 1414, State of Wisconsin versus Edwin Florencio. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Edwin Florencio appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Florencio is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint. Waive the formal reading and enter pleas if not guilty.
I think I reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause. And we'll get those not guilty pleas entered. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is requesting $3,000 cash and no operation of a motor vehicle. Mr. Florencio posted $500 in a Brown County case. That's 26 CM 167. That was on February 13th of this year. He then had a alcohol monitoring device put in place. A bench warrant was issued on May 15th, 2026. May 15th. Due to violations of the conditions. And a second bench warrant was issued May 28th. In Dane County, he posted $1,500 cash. And that was on May 27th. And despite the amount of cash he has posted, he's continued to violate conditions. And the state believes that more cash is warranted.
On behalf of Mr. Florencio.
Your Honor, I understand Mr. Florencio has posted cash in the past. I'm gonna ask that you kind of make an exception on this one and give Mr. Florencio a signature bond or very minimal cash. The reason why is my understanding that he is taking summer classes at MATC. It's my understanding he sleeps in his car. And in this nature, and in this situation, the 2 charges of bail jumping have to do with, I understand he was driving his car, but that seems to be the source of the new charges, which obviously will carry penalties in court. But if Mr. Florencio is living in his car, it's kind of difficult for him not to kind of violate this bail condition. So I would just ask in this scenario, make an exception of very minimal cash or a signature bond, Your Honor. He obviously has a bench warrant out of Brown County that he'll have to deal with. So that would be my recommendation. Brown County.
And then from the.
Mr. Florencio, I can't tell whether you're nervous or you're having some sort of medical issue.
Also, si tiene algún problema médico, que está médico, médico.
All
¿Qué
right.
pasa? Cuando él cuerpo, ¿no? Y muy long. Pues qué? He has severe pain in his molars and his teeth.
All right, well, I suppose I will make this quick. I see the issues in Brown County that were referenced by the Assistant District Attorney here. I don't, however, see any missed court appearances in Brown County. I'm unaware of any missed court appearances here in Dane County.
You're unaware.
I'm unaware.
Desconozco que haya pasado por en el condado de Dane.
Ultimately, in the absence of any information that Mr. Florencio has failed to appear in court, I think a signature bond is appropriate, and that's what I'll order. Mr. Florencio is already banned from operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license by law, so I'm not going to add that as a condition. We're adjourned on that.
Next up is President VALENZA-RIOS, hearing by Zoom. Okay.
So sorry, I didn't hear.
What you need. Get out of here. Valencia. Tell him to call Luis. Just tell him to call. He has an attorney. Just tell him to call Luis. Yeah, Luis Cuevas is an attorney, so, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Fred. Is that it?
I know I have a Zoom one.
This will be really quick.
Oh, in here?
Thanks, guys. So this one.
Okay. Is he, oh, he's up there. Oh, are you Mr. Preston Valencia-Rios? Valenza-Rios?
Yes, Valenza.
Tell me again.
Valenza-RIOS.
Valenza-Rios. Okay, thank you. This is 26 CF 1330, State of Wisconsin versus Preston Valenza-Rios. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Preston Valenza-Rios appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Valenza-Rios has told our office he does not want SPD representation. If he changes his mind on that, he will need to apply to our office. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint. Waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty.
Do you have any information about his address, counsel?
About the Dragonfly? But
Yes. Is it his correct mailing address, or otherwise I'll just ask him?
I mean, to my understanding, that's what we have. So is the Dragonfly address.
Mr. Valenza-Rios, it looks like maybe you were just handed a copy of the criminal complaint. Can you tell me whether the address underneath your name is your current mailing address?
Yes, it should be my current mailing address. Otherwise, you can just give it to 615 Beacon East Washington.
Well, Mr. Valenza-Rios, where would you like us to send your mail? Where are you most likely to get it?
It's 39 or 5930 Dragonfly.
All right, thank you. I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. I'll enter not guilty pleas on Mr. Valenza-Rios' behalf to the misdemeanors. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is requesting $2,000 cash, no contact with Rayna P. That's RAYNA. And a ban from the 800 block of Regent Street. Mr. Valenza-Rios stole $3,500 in electronics and then evaded law enforcement officers, which indicates that he might not be willing to cooperate in future court proceedings. And he was in the community on multiple signature bonds at the time. And this is an escalation in his behavior as now he's engaging in felony level conduct.
All right, Mr. Valenza-Rios, I didn't indicate to you earlier, but the lawyer who's here from the Public Defender's Office has indicated that you don't want a lawyer to represent you. So I'm going to tell you that you have been charged with a series of crimes here. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. I'll tell you, if you want to, if you change your mind and you want to apply for a lawyer from the Public Defender's Office later, you should do so. If not, you can hire an attorney to represent you or represent yourself. With respect to the issue of bail or bond, is there anything you would like to say?
I'd like to be released today too. That's fine.
Do you want to make any argument about
No, ma'am.
why that should be the case? Did you say no?
That's correct.
Well, I see that Mr. Valenza-Rios has some other cases pending. I don't see a public safety assessment on file in this case, but I see one that was filed February 17th of 26 in 26 CM 363. That PSA recommended a signature bond. It noted no prior failures to appear in the last 2 years and no prior failures to appear older than 2 years. I've taken a look just at the court history in that case, 26 CM 363. I don't see any missed court appearances. In fact, it appears that Mr. Valenza-Rios has attended several mandatory court appearances in that case. In 25 CM 2980, it looks like he has attended all of the mandatory court appearances in that case too. Given that information, I think a signature bond is appropriate in this case. I will order that while this case is pending, that he not have any contact with Raina P. and that he not be in the 800 block of Regent Street. All right. Mr. Valenza-RIOS, this is a felony case, which means you have a right to have your next court hearing within certain time limits, specifically 20 days, unless you waive the time limits, in which case we'll schedule the hearing further out. Sometimes people decide to schedule the hearing further out so that they can get a lawyer, talk to the lawyer, be prepared for the hearing. Would you like us to schedule the preliminary hearing within the next 20 days, or would you like us to schedule it further out than that?
Probably the first one. I might, the waive.
I'm sorry, you said probably the first one and then you'd like to waive?
Yes, ma'am. Probably the 28 days I'd probably be able to do.
Okay. Mr. Valenza-RIOS, it sounds to me that you want to waive the time limits for the preliminary hearing. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll schedule the matter for status. You'll get that date before you leave. Make sure you come back to court. We're adjourned.
Next up is BRUNO, ESPASANDIN, LEMA. BRUNO?
This is 26 CF 1334, State of Wisconsin versus BRUNO, ESPASANDIN, LEMA. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Sorry, Your Honor, I do not seem to have that. Oh, no, got it. My apologies. Bruno ESPASANDIN Lima appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. ESPASANDIN Lima is not eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty to any misdemeanors. And this is your correct address, the trauma. Yes. And the address on the complaint is correct.
I reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. Before I get the state's position on the issue of bail or bond, I have a note here indicating that there is someone connected who identifies as a victim who'd like to be heard on the issue of bail or bond. If so, please take yourself off mute, tell me who you are and anything you'd like me to know about bail or bond.
Hi, thank you for hearing my statement. My name is Destiny Kavanaugh. I'm Bruno's wife. I just wanted to be here because I want the court to have a clear understanding of our family's reality. I understand the district attorney has recommended a no contact order, but I'm here to respectfully disagree with that recommendation. I'm also asking for no charges or reduction, and I did want to make it clear that that this incident was a isolated medical crisis, completely out of character for him. And I have already begun the necessary steps to ensure he receives professional medical care he needs to prevent this from happening again. He does have a psychiatric appointment scheduled for July 2nd that I'm planning to attend. I would also like to note that if no contact is ordered, it will cause extreme unnecessary hardship for the children in our household. Bruno is the primary support for our family. He is the one who cares for the children while I work 12-hour night shifts at the hospital. We share a mortgage and joint finances. The total lack of communication is causing our family's stability to collapse, making it impossible for me to maintain my work responsibilities or coordinate our children's care. I'm respectfully asking this court to either drop the no contact or to issue a nonviolent or non-threatening contact order. This would allow us to restore stability that the children need while he continues to address these medical issues. I'm asking the court to trust us to manage our household responsibility, and I assure you that this is the best path forward for our family's health and well-being. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. What's the state's position on the issue of bail or bond?
State is recommending $5,000 cash in this case, no operation of a motor vehicle at all, no use or possession of alcohol, no contact with Destiny C. The reason for the cash request is based on his behavior in this case. He fled for 11 miles, reaching speeds upwards of 100 miles per hour, and then after crashing the vehicle, took off running. I understand there has also been some history of domestic incidents between the victim and the defendant, and we believe it's necessary to protect her and ensure that he comes to court given his fleeing behavior.
Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I understand the seriousness of the allegation and the charge in this matter. However, based off the alleged victim's statement, I'm going to ask you to grant a signature bond in this matter. It appears Mr. ESPASANDIN LEMA has never missed court before. His prior charges consist of looks to be OWIs and disorderly conduct and a criminal damage to property, so all misdemeanors. Apparently, based off of the statements of the alleged victim, this has to do with some mental health issues, which apparently they've already set up treatment for him. Obviously, he has some charges that are not related to the alleged victim here that he will have to deal with, which is where the felony matter is coming from on this matter, which is a very serious charge. But based off the statements of the alleged victim, Your Honor, I would ask for a signature bond and then also to either no contact order or a no violent contact order, Your Honor, which would allow Mr. ESPASANDIN LEMA to attend the care and treatment that he needs while dealing with these matters moving forward, Your Honor.
What about the state's request that he not operate any motor vehicle?
That is also based on the fleeing behavior.
I'm sorry, I should have used names. I understand why you're asking for it. I'm wondering whether whether Mr. ESPASANDIN LEMA has any position.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
I have a job. First job. I work at Access Community. My mom also says, so I'm sure I can get it. She can be right to work. No, I'm finding out. I want to be stiff.
Your Honor, he has no objection to the driving. It's my understanding his license is not valid right now. So,
okay.
So it's got to move.
Thank you. All right. Well, with respect to the non-monetary conditions, I have heard what Ms. Kavanaugh, Destiny C has to say today here. I think her request is reasonable. It sounds like she is making that decision with knowledge of all of the facts, more facts than I'm certainly privy to. I think that her request that I order that Mr. ESPASANDIN LEMA direct no acts or threats of violence toward her is appropriate. That's what I'll order. I'll order that he not consume any alcohol while this case is pending and that he not operate a motor vehicle. With respect to the cash bail, I certainly understand the state's position that Mr. ESPASANDIN LEMA is accused of fleeing from police at high rates of speed and then running from them on foot even after crashing a vehicle. I do think that there's some indication there then that he will be less likely to come to court as ordered. I will order cash bail in the amount of $1,000 in this case. Time limits for the preliminary hearing, counsel. Oh.
We'll waive time limits, Your Honor.
All right. I'll find that Mr. ESPASANDIN LEMA has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for status. Before you leave, Mr. LEMA, I want you to know two things. This is a felony offense. means you have a right to be represented by a lawyer. It sounds like you're not eligible for a lawyer through the public defender's office. So your options then are to hire a lawyer to represent you, or take the documentation from the public defender's office indicating that you are not eligible for a lawyer from the public defender's office, take it to the clerk of court and ask that the court appoint an attorney to you at county expense. So you should do that as soon as possible. One of those two things as soon as possible. When you leave here, you'll get the date for the status. Make sure you come back to court on the status date, whether or not you have an attorney. All right, good luck, sir. Return.
Right this way, sir. Next up is Adam Zimmerman, hearing by Zoom.
All right, I can see someone on the other side of that door there. Is that you, Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll call the 26 CF 1333 and 26 CM 548, both of which are state of Wisconsin versus Adam Zimmerman. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Adam Zimmerman appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Zimmerman is eligible for public defender representation. We are received a criminal complaint, waived the formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty. Not guilty to the misdemeanors, and then leave alone for the felony.
All right, I've reviewed these complaints, find that they state probable cause. And we'll get those not guilty pleas entered where appropriate. What's the state's position on bail or bond in these two cases?
One moment, please, Your Honor. Okay. In 26 CF 1333, the state would ask for a small amount of cash and no controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. In 26 CM 548, we would ask for a small amount of cash in that case as well. And I believe that that the request for cash in both cases is the numerous missed appearances for an out of custody initial appearance. I believe that was on April 27th, May 28th, June 1st, and now we have him here. I understand that's based on the offense alleged in the CF case. So some cash seems appropriate at this point.
Attorney Rakestraw?
Mr. Zimmerman, what is your address?
Or Michael Court.
Got it.
Now you're
So
smart.
I heard him. It's okay. So, Your Honor, I would ask for a signature on these matters. It appears Mr. Zimmerman has no criminal record, at least from some matter in 2015. The state based their request for cash on missed court appearances, but based off of what I'm seeing in CCAP versus Mr. Zimmerman's address, which appears to be incorrect. It appears to be the Reedsburg, Wisconsin address. It doesn't appear as if the subpoenas might have been going to the right address. So I don't know if there's proof that Mr. Zimmerman was aware that he was missing court. Or is
Tell
there?
you, Attorney Rakestraw, that on the 29th, well, there's a note in CCAP on the 29th indicating that the initial appearance was rescheduled at the request of Mr. Zimmerman.
Well, there you go. All right. Then, Your Honor, I would still ask for a signature bond based on the fact that I understand these are felony matters, but they are simple possession of narcotic drug matters and an obstruction where it appears he lied about his name. Give Mr. Zimmerman one more opportunity now that he has been officially charged and will be handed his next court date. Notice in hand, I would ask that you give him one chance to make sure that he's showing up for court, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Well, Mr. Zimmerman did fail to appear at fail on I'm sorry, he failed to appear on a few dates on this 26 CM 548 case. It does appear that at the initial appearance when he wasn't there, the state had asked to adjourn for personal service. So there's some indication that he had not actually had noticed that he needed to appear. That continued on May 28th. A copy of the complaint, it indicates that a copy of the complaint was given to the sheriff's office to attempt to serve. And then, as I said, the following day, the notes indicate that Mr. Zimmerman requested to reschedule the date, indicating that he planned to request a remote hearing on June 1st. Then he failed to appear. And today is June 23rd. So I understand the state's request for some amount of cash. I do think that it's appropriate, given Mr. Zimmerman's limited failure to appear. I will order $150 cash on each case. As a condition of his bond on 26 CM 1333, I will order that he not possess or consume any controlled substances and not possess any drug paraphernalia. Time limits for the preliminary hearing, counsel?
We will not wait.
Schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. We're adjourned on that case.
Next up is John. Oh.
26 CF 1332, State of Wisconsin versus XIONG. Appearances, please.
88 Bridget Cook for the state.
Her Powell appears by attorney William Rakestraw. It's my understanding that Mr. Powell does not want representation from the public defender's office. If he changes his mind, he will need to apply to our office. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint and waive the formal reading.
All right. Sir, I think you have a copy of the criminal complaint in your hand. Is the address on Graceland Avenue accurate? I've reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. Before I get the state's recommendation on bail or bond, sorry, I want to tell you, you've been charged with 2 serious crimes. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. Attorney Rakestraw has indicated that you don't want a lawyer from the public defender's office to represent you. If you want to be represented by a lawyer, you will need to hire one at your own expense. If you change your mind and apply for a lawyer from the public defender's office and find that you don't qualify, you can take the documentation from their office showing that you're not eligible to the clerk of court and ask that the court appoint an attorney to at county expense. All right, I have a note here indicating that there is someone who identifies as a victim connected to the hearing here who would like to be heard. If so, go ahead and tell me who you are and anything you'd like to tell me with respect to the issue of bail or bond.
My name is Chua Tao. I am the domestic partner of PAO XIONG. I just want to know that that I'm not asking for any jail time for him or anything. I'm just hoping for either a signature bond or counseling and therapy and a temporary restriction to 3501 Graceland Avenue, only because he is the sole caretaker of our 2 children that we share. So I still want him to have access to them. So I do want him out as soon as possible, just a temporary restriction to the address and possibly therapy or counseling. Just hoping that you'll take that into consideration.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Chow. Attorney Cook, what's the state's recommendation on bail or bond?
State is recommending $2,500 cash, no acts or threats of violence towards Chua T, that's CHOUA, and a ban from the 3500 block of Graceland Avenue in Madison. The Rationale for the cash request is that this is an act eligible offense and that cash is necessary to ensure appearance and protect the public. In terms of the non-monetary conditions, the state feels that this strikes a good balance, allowing contact for things like finances and caring for their children, but keeping him from the address where the criminal behavior occurred.
All right, thank you. Attorney Rakestraw, are you making the bail argument here?
You want to do something? Okay. I am, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I have, well, talking about the monetary aspects, I understand the very serious charges that are here. However, based off the statement of the alleged victim, I am going to ask for a signature bond or very minimal cash, somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe $500. As it appears, Mr. Zhao is the primary caregiver of their children. And he has, from my looking, he has no criminal record prior to this, Your Honor. Again, taking into account this is a very serious charge, and under different circumstances, I certainly would not be asking for a signature bond for these charges. But based off the statement from the alleged victim, I do believe a signature bond is appropriate here, or minimal cash in the amount of $500. As for the non-monetary issues, Your Honor, I do not have an issue with the no violent contact with the alleged victim. When it comes to not being at the house, I just think we just need to, if we're going to do that, we need to be clear about where they're supposed to do transfer of the children or something along those lines. Obviously, he would not be allowed to go to the house to pick them up if that's the case.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Well, I heard from Ms. Tao. Well, first, let me back up. I haven't heard anything about any missed court appearances. It sounds like maybe Mr. PAO XIONG doesn't have any criminal record and therefore doesn't have any history of having missed court. It appears that he lives locally. This is an Act 3 eligible offense. These are serious charges. But the issue of whether cash bail is necessary to protect the community, I've heard from Ms. Tao, who's requested a signature bond. It sounds like she has made that decision based on information she knows about Mr. PAO XIONG. And so given the fact that, well, I suppose, given the fact that she has indicated that she believes a signature bond and a ban from her address is sufficient to maintain her own protection, that's what I will order here. I'll order a signature bond. Mr. PAO XIONG, while this case is pending, I will order that you not direct any acts or threats of violence toward Chua T, and that you are banned from the 3500 block of Graceland Avenue in Madison. All right, time limits for the preliminary hearing. I'll tell you, Mr. PAO XIONG, maybe this is, I'll just be more efficient if I talk to you about this directly. Your next court appearance is a preliminary hearing. That hearing has to take place in the next 20 days unless you wish to waive the time limits, in which case we can schedule the hearing further out. Sometimes people wish to waive time limits so that they can find a lawyer and talk to that person and prepare for the hearing. But you don't have to do that. If you don't, we'll schedule the matter in the next 20 days. Would you like to have that hearing in the next 20 days or waive the time limits and have the hearing further out?
I'll wait.
All right. I'll find that you've waived the time limits for preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status. You will get that date on your way out. Whether or not you have an attorney on that status date, make sure you come back to court. All right, we're adjourned on the case.
Next up is Ryan Spence, appearing by Zoom. Okay, just face it. All right, who was next? Ryan Spence. Spence. Yes, just so the court is aware, the food slot is going to be closed during due to security concerns.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm looking at the window of the cell door. Can Mr. Spence hear me? Mr. Spence, if you can hear me and you're on the other side of that door, can you give me some sort of sign? Oh, I see. It looks like he's lying in the bed. All right, I'll just call the case. This is 26 CF 1328, State of Wisconsin versus Ryan Spence. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Attorney William Rakestraw appears for Ryan Spence. As of right now, I have no information regarding Mr. Spence's eligibility for public defender representation. If he desires public defender's representation, then he will need to apply to our office. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal readings, and enter pleas of not guilty to any misdemeanors.
All right, I've reviewed this complaint, find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is requesting $3,000 cash, a ban from the state and Langdon area per the ban map, and no contact with Officer Marcus W. unless required for his official law enforcement duties. Mr. Spence has 8 open cases, 3 of which involve felony charges. The incident in this case occurred after he had already posted upwards of $2,000 in cash among previous cases, and he continues to commit new crimes whenever he's released from jail in defiance of court orders, and some higher cash is appropriate at this point.
No, I have a brain injury. I'm getting attacked by the police in Madison. Leave me the fuck alone. What are you talking about? I'm being attacked. Leave me the.
Attorney Rakestraw, are you making the bail argument here or not?
I can make the bail argument, Your Honor. Your Honor, I understand the charges and the state's request. However, looking through the prior history, just wanted to check one more case here. I understand that he has posted some cash, but I do not believe the cumulative amount might be to the level of $2,000, but I do not believe there's any individual cash that high. I think the highest is maybe $750. So, Your Honor, I would ask for cash bail in the amount of $1,000.
Attorney Cook, you wanted I heard the cash bail request. There was the ban from the state Langdon ban area and no contact with the officer, but I can't remember the officer's name.
Sure, it's Marcus Weaver.
All right, well, based on what's alleged here in the criminal complaint, I agree with the state that there's some amount of cash bail that would be appropriate under these circumstances. I'll order the amount of $1,000. I'll order the state and a ban from the state and Langdon ban area on the map, and that that Mr. Spence not have any contact with Officer Marcus Weaver except in his official capacity. We'll schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing.
Next up is Prince Kellogg. Kellogg?
This is 26 CF 1324, State of Wisconsin versus Prince Kellogg. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Kellogg Prince appears by Attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Prince has told our office he does not want public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint. Waive the formal reading. If Mr. Kellogg wants public defender representation, he will need to apply to our office.
All right, Mr. Kellogg, I assume you have a copy of the criminal complaint in front of you?
Yeah.
It's got an address for you at 402 Madison Street in Marshall. Is that your current mailing address? Mr. Kellogg, I have the complaint charges you with two offenses. One, actually both of them are felony offenses. Count 1 carries a maximum penalty of $10,000 fine, 3.5 years in prison or both. Count 2 carries a maximum fine of $10,000 and not more than 6 years in prison or both. For that reason, you have a right to be represented by a lawyer. Attorney Rakestraw has indicated that you don't want to be represented by a lawyer from the public defender's office. So your options, if you want to be represented by a lawyer, are to hire a lawyer to represent you. or to represent yourself. If you change your mind and you want to apply for a lawyer from the Public Defender's Office, the deputy has given you instructions about how to apply with the Public Defender's Office. If you're not eligible for a lawyer from the Public Defender's Office, you can take the documentation from their office indicating that you're not eligible to the Clerk of Courts and ask that the court appoint an attorney for you at county expense. I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause and turn to Attorney Cook for a bail recommendation.
State is recommending $1,000 cash and no use or possession of controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. Mr. Kellogg resisted officers to the point of injuring one of them during this altercation, and that officer needed medical treatment. He was unable or unwilling to follow orders in that instance, and that gives the state concern of whether he will follow reasonable bail conditions or appear for court. And the state believes that some cash is necessary for that reason.
Attorney Rakestraw?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to request a signature bond in this matter. It appears Mr. Kellogg's prior criminal behavior has to do more recently has to do with traffic, as in OWIs, but I believe he has been making his court appearances. There might have been one miss. Yeah, but he has been making his appearances, Your Honor. I understand that he is charged with felonies here. However, the marijuana charge, the alleged amount is not very large. And it's my understanding that the soft tissue allegations were not necessarily Mr. Kellogg being violent, but maybe just not cooperating immediately. They are serious. He will have to deal with these matters, but it appears in terms of his criminal record, he hasn't had a felony charge since 2004. So based off of that, Your Honor, I would ask for a signature bond in this matter, so that Mr. Kellogg can decide whether he wants an attorney and then approach this case seriously from the outside.
All right, I am going to order a signature bond in this case. I haven't heard any information that Mr. Kellogg has failed to appear in court. I just quickly had an opportunity to look at 25 CT 328, which looks like it's pending. In that case, Mr. Kellogg has attended, it looks to me anyway, that he's made all of his court appearances as required. So any inference that I could draw from the allegations in the complaint are just outweighed by his attendance at court. Mr. Kellogg, it's already illegal for you to use or possess controlled substances without a valid prescription, including drug paraphernalia, so I'm not going to include that as a condition of bond. Time limits for the preliminary hearing.
And Your Honor, sorry, I was talking to Mr. Kellogg. Did you grant a signature bond? Then we will waive.
All right, I find that Mr. Kellogg has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status. Mr. Kellogg, you'll get the date for your next appearance when you leave here. Make sure you come back to court whether or not you have an attorney on that date. All right, we're adjourned.
Next up is Marquise Buchanan, hearing by Zoom. Right, that's right, sir.
All right, looks like there's someone on the other side of the door. Is that Marquise Buchanan? Mr. Buchanan, if that's you and you can give me some sort of sign, a thumbs up or a wave. Great. This is 26 CM 1416, State of Wisconsin versus Marquise Buchanan. Appearances, please.
88 Bridget Cook for the state.
Marquise Buchanan appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Buchanan is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty to the misdemeanors, and the address is what I have on our records.
All right, I have reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond in this case and no use or possession of any dangerous weapons as defined by statute.
Any objection?
None.
All right, order signature bond with that condition. And we're adjourned on that case.
Next up is Jack Foley. Foley?
This is 26 CM 1417, State of Wisconsin versus Jack Foley. Appearances, please.
EDA Bridget Cook for the state.
Jack Foley appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Foley is not eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty. And what's your phone number? And Your Honor, it's my understanding that the address on the complaint is incorrect. The current address for Mr. Foley is 1669 Silverado Drive, Sun Prairie 53590.
All right, thank you. Mr. Foley, I have in front of me a criminal complaint. I assume that you have a copy as well. It contains 1 count of misdemeanor bail jumping. It's a Class A misdemeanor and it carries a maximum possible penalty of 9 months in jail or $10,000 fine or both. For that reason, you have a right to be represented by an attorney. Sounds to me that you don't qualify for an attorney through the public defender's office. So your options, if you want to be represented by an attorney, are to hire an attorney to represent you, or to take the documentation from the public defender's office indicating that you're not eligible to the clerk of court and ask that the court appoint an attorney to you at county expense. The bailiff has given you a piece of paper there that's all the way at the back that provides you some additional information about that. If I didn't say it already, I will indicate that I've reviewed this complaint, find that it states probable cause, and I'll enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Foley's behalf. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond with the condition that he not use or possess any alcohol during the pendency of the case.
Any objection?
None.
We'll order a signature bond with that condition. Mr. Foley, you'll get your next court dates on your way out. Make sure you come back. Return.
Take care, Mason. Next up is Darryl Calvin. Fine. Good. Thomas?
This is 26 CF 1320, State of Wisconsin versus Darryl Calvin. Appearances, please.
EDA Bridget Cook for the state.
Darryl Calvin appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Calvin is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal readings, enter a plea of not guilty to any misdemeanors. And this is your current address right here. Metro Park Circle. And Your Honor, Mr. Calvin has informed me that his address needs to be changed to the Beacon.
All right, I've reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause. I'll enter that not guilty plea with respect to count 3. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a $500 cash bail in this case. No controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and no contact with Carmela R. That's CARMELLA, or any place she temporarily occupies. In support of the cash request, Mr. Calvin has received a signature bond in 2 pending felony cases, and then while out on those bonds, he has had contact with Carmela R. Contrary to a previous no contact provision. He lied to officers about how he came to that contact with her, and also had a drug pipe hidden in his shoe. The signature bonds seem to be ineffective in encouraging him to abide by the court orders.
Attorney Rakestraw?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a very odd sort of case in the sense that if you read the complaint, not only does Mr. Calvin say that he doesn't have a no contact order, the alleged victim that he has a no contact order with states that he does not have a no contact order with her. So I don't know if there was some confusion as to that matter. We can make it very clear now to Mr. Calvin that he is not to be around this person under any circumstances. Outside of that, he has the drug paraphernalia. I understand his other cases are fairly new. I'm actually his attorney on those, but it appears that we haven't even had preliminary hearing yet, Your Honor. I am asking for one more signature bond with Mr. Calvin, and the understanding expressly telling him he is not to be around this person, Your Honor.
Okay, a brief review of CCAP shows that in 26 CF 1120, Mr. Calvin was ordered not to have any contact, direct or indirect, with CR. Doesn't look to me, just looking at CCAP here, that it looks like in 26 CF 1148, he was ordered not to be in the 300 block of Park Circle in Sun Prairie. Ultimately, Mr. Calvin hasn't had many court appearances. He did have a status. It looks like he attended that status with Attorney Rakestraw on June 15. Given the allegations here and the fact that he has attended at least one mandatory court appearance, I think the signature bond continues to be appropriate here, and that's what I'll order.
Okay.
Mr. Calvin, while this case is pending, I'm going to order that you not have any contact with Carmela R. I think it's pretty clear to you at this point that that's the condition, okay? And so I'll leave it at that. Time limits for preliminary hearing, counsel.
We'll waive them.
I'll find Mr. Calvin has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule this matter for status to get that day on your way out, sir. Good luck.
Next up is EREKA Mason, appearing by Zoom. Mason.
Right, I can see that there's someone on the other side of the door. Is that EREKA Mason? I heard a yes there, so I will call 26 CM 1423, State of Wisconsin versus EREKA Mason. Appearances, please.
Bridget Cook for the state.
EREKA Mason appears by Attorney William Rakestraw. It's my understanding that Ms. Mason does not want public defender representation. We are receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty to the misdemeanor.
All right. Ms. Mason, I have a copy of a criminal complaint in front of me that lists your address as 615 East Washington Avenue. Is that where you'd like the court to send your mail?
Yes.
All right. I have, well, Ms. Mason, before I go there, I will tell you that you've been charged with misdemeanor theft. The maximum penalty on that is of not more than a $10,000 fine and not more than 9 months in jail or both. Because of that, you have a right to be represented by an attorney. Attorney Rakestraw from the Public Defender's Office is here in the courtroom. He's indicated that you told the public defender that you did not want to be represented by an attorney from the Public Defender's Office. If you change your mind and want to be represented by an attorney from the Public Defender's Office, you'll have to complete their application process. If you want to be represented by an attorney and you don't want to apply for a public defender, you'll have to hire an attorney at your own expense.
I didn't want a public defender.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Did you say you didn't say that?
I didn't ever tell anybody that. Nobody ever talked to me.
Okay, so Ms. Mason, do you want to be represented by the Public Defender's Office? If so, I'm sure that Attorney Rakestraw could make a note and someone can evaluate you for eligibility. Let's just assume that she does. I will say that I have reviewed a copy of this complaint. I find that it states probable cause, and I'll enter a not guilty plea on Ms. Mason's behalf. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond, no contact with Stephen J. That's Stephen with a PH, and a ban from the 700 block of Braxton Place.
I don't even know who that person. I never been over there. I'm from Detroit. I don't even know who that is.
Any objection?
None.
I'll order a signature bond in this case. Ms. Mason, while this case is pending, I'll order that you are banned from the 700 block of Braxton Place, and that you not have any contact with Stephen J., who is the person whose initials are contained in the criminal complaint. All right, we're adjourned on that matter.
Next up is Parker Morrow.
This is 26 CM 1424, State of Wisconsin versus Parker Morrow. Appearances, please.
Bridget Cook for the state.
Parker Morrow appears by Attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Morrow is not eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and are pleas of not guilty.
Review the complaint, find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond, no use or possession of alcohol, and a ban from the state and Langdon area per the ban map.
Attorney Rachel, any objection?
None.
All right, Mr. Morrow. I am going to order a signature bond in this case. Attorney Cook, do you want to give me any information about the ban, other than just that's where this sort of on State Street is where this allegedly took place? Is that the reason for the?
Yes, that's all I have. I believe it's the second disturbance in a week in the area, but that's the only information I have.
All right, Ms. Morrow, I'm not sure that I think, given what's in the complaint, it's necessary to order a ban from this entire area that's on this map. I am going to order that you be banned from State Street while this case is pending. And I'm also going to order that you not use or possess any alcohol while this case is pending. Ms. Morrow, you have a right to be represented by an attorney. It sounds like maybe you're not eligible for a lawyer for the public defender's office. So your options that are hire an attorney to represent you, or to take the documentation from the public defender's office saying that you're not eligible to the clerk of courts and apply for ask the court to appoint a lawyer to you at county expense. All right, we're adjourned on that case. Good luck, sir.
All right, right this way, sir. Next up is Joseph Prejean.
This is 26 CF 1326, State of Wisconsin versus Joseph Prejean. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Joseph Prejean appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Prejean is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint and waive the formal reading.
All right, I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. We'll get those not guilty, please enter to the misdemeanor counts. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a $3,000 cash bail in this case. No operation of a motor vehicle at all, and no use or possession of alcohol. Mr. Prejean has picked up 4 OWIs within the last year. If convicted of those, would have 5 OWI convictions with a mandatory minimum sentence. There's a concern that he won't show up for court with those potential consequences. He also continues to drive while intoxicated after previous cases with warnings that he should not do so. And if he continues, the state is concerned he might end up injuring or killing someone or himself, and cash is necessary to protect the public in this case.
Attorney Cook, are there 2 OWI pending or more than 2?
Let me have a look.
Never mind. I can see 3 that are referenced in the criminal complaint. Okay. On behalf of Mr. Prejean.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I understand why cash bail is appropriate in this matter. However, I do think $3,000 is excessive. It's my understanding that as of right now, the only cash bail, he had posted $1,000 at one point, and then I think on with the amount of open cases, I understand why some cash bail is appropriate, Your Honor. But I do believe $3,000 is excessive. I would say, take into account the fact that Mr. Prejean is public defender eligible. And it looks like he's employed as a dishwasher at Mediterranean Cafe, and his whole family lives around here. I would say cash bail in the amount of $1,000, Your Honor. Obviously, Mr. Prejean has some very serious charges and things he has to deal with ahead of him. But I just believe $3,000 is excessive, considering he has not posted any cash yet, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last comment.
He has not posted any cash. I believe all of his cash bill was refunded.
All right. Well, I certainly understand the state's position with respect to the request for cash bail. I share in the concerns given what's alleged here. That on conviction on these, Mr. Prejean will be facing some significant penalties. And that is an incentive not to attend court as required. But I'm just looking at 26 CF 351, and it appears that Mr. Prejean has been attending court. So what I will do is order, I think that some cash bail is appropriate to ensure his appearance. I'm going to order it in the amount of $2,000. As a condition of the bond, I will order that he not operate any motor vehicle, that he not use or possess any alcohol. With respect to the time limits for the preliminary hearing, counsel.
Then we will waive time limit.
Find that Mr. Prejean has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status. So you'll get that status date on your way out. Make sure you come back to court whether or not you have an attorney. All right.
Next up is Simon Cox, appearing by Zoom.
Put your hands back in.
All right. I see someone on the other side of that door. Is that Simon Cox?
Yes.
All right. This is 26 CF 1323, State of Wisconsin versus Simon Cox. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Simon Cox appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Cox is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and enter pleas of not guilty to misdemeanors.
Did you indicate whether or not Mr. Cox's address on Cantwell Court is up to date?
To our records, that is correct.
All right. I've reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause, and we'll get those not guilty pleas entered to the misdemeanors. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond, no acts or threats of violence towards Colleen C, COLLEEN. A ban from the 400 block of Cantwell Court, no contact with Officer Delvin Hernke, that's HERNKE, unless required for his official law enforcement duties.
Any objection on behalf of Mr. Cox?
None.
I see that Mr. Cox lives on the 400.
I was just looking at that, Your Honor. The fact that the state is asking for no violent contact, I would ask that there not be a geographic restriction preventing him, as it appears Mr. Cantwell lives at that address or lives on that block that they're asking him to be blocked from.
Attorney Cook, do you have any additional information about that request or anything else you want to say about it? For example, is this a request?
I was checking. I think she at one point said she didn't want him living with her. I think now she said she does want contact with him, but I'm not sure what level. I think the geo ban would be good to have in place, and we could request a change later if she wants him back at the property.
We'll order a signature bond. Order that Mr. Cox not engage or not direct any acts or threats of violence toward Colleen C. Order that he not have any contact with Officer Delvin Hernke, except in his official capacity.
What about other misconduct towards my relatives, kind of, and neighbors?
Given the sort of unclear information about the address ban, I'm not going to order it at this point, but certainly if it needs to be ordered at some point, the state could request a change. But at this point, I'm not going to order the address ban. Time limits for the preliminary hearing, counsel.
We'll waive them.
Fine, Mr. Cox has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status.
Next up is Julia Goodwin.
All right, you get all that, boss?
This is 26 CM 1418, State of Wisconsin versus Julia Goodwin. Appearances, please.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I clicked on the first one. I didn't realize there's a second one here, 26 CM 1419. That's also State of Wisconsin versus Julia Goodwin. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Julia Goodwin appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Ms. Goodwin is eligible for public defender representation. Ms. Goodwin's new address is 951 Acewood, ACEWOOD Boulevard, apartment 222, Madison, Wisconsin, 53714. We already received the criminal complaint, waived the formal readings in both cases, and enter a plea of not guilty to any misdemeanors.
I've reviewed both of these criminal complaints, find that they state probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's recommending a signature bond, no contact with Madeline G, that's MADALINE, and a ban from the 3100 block of Webb Avenue in Madison.
Which case is that for?
Oh, I apologize. If I also forgot there was two. That was in CM 1419. In 1418, the state would recommend a signature bond with condition of no controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, in 26 CM 1419, I'll order signature bond. While this case is pending, Ms. Goodwin, I'll order that you not have any contact with Madeline G. And that you not be in the 3100 block of Webb Avenue. On 26 CM 1418, I'll order a signature bond. I won't order any other conditions because Ms. Goodwin, it's already illegal for you to possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And the bond form you're going to sign requires that you follow the law. So it's already covered. We're adjourned on this case.
Next up is Tyrese Malone.
Twenty-six CF 1325, State of Wisconsin versus Tyrese Malone. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Tyrese Malone appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Ms. Malone is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty to any misdemeanors. And it appears, this is your new address here? Ms. Malone's new address is 333 West Liberty Street, and that's in Evansville, Wisconsin, 53536.
I reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause. Look at not guilty pleas entered to counts 3, 4, and 5. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a $500 cash bail, no contact with any Coles, and no contact with Dawson, LDAWSON. The justification for the cash request is that she was out on signature bonds in 2 cases, and her behavior has continued to escalate to felony level offenses alleged here. And when confronted with by the loss prevention team, she threatened physical violence. The signature bonds have not seemed to carry enough weight to encourage her to comply with the ordered conditions.
On behalf of Ms. Malone,
Your Honor, I'm gonna request a signature bond on this matter. Ms. Malone, from what I've seen, has been making all of her court appearances. Obviously, as she picks up new cases, she's just kind of making things a little bit more difficult for her, but she is, from what I'm seeing, showing up to court. As such, I would ask for a signature bond.
all right, I have heard that Ms. Malone is out on signature bonds. I haven't heard that she's failed to attend any court appearances. I think a signature bond continues to be appropriate under these circumstances. And I will order a signature bond in this case. While this matter is pending, ma'am, you are banned from any Kohl's store. And you are not to have any contact with Dawson L. Is it? L was the last one?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I no longer read my handwriting. Time limits for the preliminary hearing, counsel.
We'll waive time limits.
Fine, Ms. Malone has waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status. Ms. Malone, you'll get that date on your way out. Make sure you come to court.
Okay, right this way. Next up is Dorothy Katana.
This is 26 CM 1420, State of Wisconsin versus Dorothy Katana. Appearances, please.
88 Bridget Cook for the state.
Dorothy Katana appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Ms. Katana is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty to the misdemeanor. That's not today for that from the you have to do that later.
All right. I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. And I'll get those not guilty pleas entered. There's 2 counts here, so we'll enter not guilty pleas on both counts. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending signature bond, no use or possession of alcohol, and no contact with the child victim with the initials CNS. The child has specifically requested this no contact, and there's a previous case that closed in 2023 with the same child victim.
17, sorry, I didn't know.
Ms. Katana, why don't you speak to your lawyer and then he'll make an argument on your behalf.
Your Honor, I have no objection to the signature bond. However, Your Honor, the child in question that is requesting a no contact order is a 17-year-old kid. Ms. Katana has another child that lives with her who is 10 years old. Obviously, Ms. Katana needs to be there to care for, at a minimum, the 10-year-old. She should be allowed to care for the 17-year-old. If the 17, I'm not trying to make light of this situation, but the 17-year-old does not want to be in the house with Ms. Katana. She is kind of.
Ms. Katana, the lawyer is going to make the argument, and why don't you just let him make the argument? And he's done this probably 20 times today.
So, Your Honor, we're dealing with a 17-year-old child here. So Ms. Katana needs to be able to go to the house because of the 10-year-old. The 17-year-old, there can be arrangements made for the 17-year-old to stay somewhere else. So if there's going to be a no contact, I do not like no contact orders for parents against especially older children, just because it might be necessary for her to take the child somewhere else. But I understand the concerns here. She hasn't been charged with the child abuse. I get the history, but Your Honor, I do believe that we need to be sort of creative with what's going on with the 17-year-old child in terms of no contact, because Ms. Katana has to stay at that house because of a 10-year-old.
Yes.
Could I just make one comment briefly on that?
Sure.
The state is not requesting the geographic ban from the home, and the child is willing to stay somewhere else. Just we would ask for the no contact.
Right. I think the issue is sort of what happens if I order the no contact with the child of the child in the house, then she can't go in the house and there's a 10-year-old in the house who can't be cared for. So I understand both parties' perspectives here, but I think ultimately, this is charged as a disorderly conduct. And it's not charged as a battery or child abuse or anything like that. Under just the totality of the circumstances here, I think it's appropriate to order that Ms. Katana not direct any acts or threats of violence toward this person who's referred to as child victim one. Do we have any other more specific identifiers for that person?
The initials are
CNS.
CNS.
Okay.
I can give you a birthday too if you'd like
I
it.
think CNS is sufficient.
Okay.
And that she not use or possess any alcohol while this case is pending. Richard?
Thank you. Yep. Next up is Gary Stevens, appearing by Zoom.
Sorry. Thank you, sorry.
All right, I can see sort of a shadow on the other side of the door. Mr. Stevens, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, this is 26 CF 1329, State of Wisconsin versus Gary Stevens Jr. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Gary Stevens appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Stevens is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, nope, that's it. Well, yep, that's it. And also, sorry, Your Honor, the address is correct.
All right, I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is requesting $250 cash, no use or possession of controlled substances without a valid prescription. Mr. Stevens has multiple open cases. He was in the jail with efforts to restore his competency. And then once out in the community was possessing controlled substances again, and the state is concerned that could put his competency at risk.
Your Honor, I would request a signature bond. I understand the concerns of the state and the pretrial risk assessment. However, I would argue jails are not great for a person's competency either. I understand the concerns, but at the amount they're asking, I would ask for a signature bond, as I don't believe $250 is necessary to, in theory, maintain somebody's mental competency, Your Honor.
Yes, maintaining competency is not a valid reason to impose cash bail. I looked at the public safety assessment that's on file. It notes that Mr. Stevens has not had any failures to appear pretrial in the last 2 years, but has failed to appear in on some dates that are more than two years old. It puts him at a 5 of 6 on the new criminal activity scale, and a 4 of 6 on the failure to appear scale. Ultimately recommends modest amount of cash bail. I think that a modest amount of cash bail is appropriate given the indication that he has failed to appear in court at some point in the relatively recent past. I am going to order it in the amount of $150 cash. It's already illegal for Mr. Stevens to possess controlled substances without a valid prescription, so I'm not going to add that condition. Time limits for the preliminary hearing, counsel.
Let's leave the time limits on.
We'll schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. Good luck, Mr. Stevens. We're adjourned.
Next up is Olivia McElrath.
This is 26 CM 1422, State of Wisconsin versus Olivia McElrath.
Yes, sir.
Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Olivia McElrath appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Ms. McElrath is not eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty to the misdemeanors.
All right, Ms. McRae, I'm looking at the criminal complaint. It lists an address and Weekend Way in Madison. Is that your current mailing address? Yes, ma'am. Ms. McRae, I have, this complaint charges you with a number of misdemeanors, 4 of them. They're all crimes, which means you have a right to be represented by a lawyer. It sounds like you're not eligible for a lawyer from the public defender's office. So your options, if you want to be represented by a lawyer, are to hire a lawyer to represent you, or to take the documentation from the public defender's office indicating that you're not eligible for their services to the clerk of court and ask the court to appoint an attorney to at county expense. I have reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause, so under those not guilty pleas on your behalf, what's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond, no use or possession of alcohol, and no use of rideshare services or taxis. In support of that unique non-monetary condition, the defendant punched the Lyft driver and damaged the car.
On behalf of Ms. McElrath.
No objection to the signature bond. I will object to the ban on taxis. I understand that, I understand what the allegations in this case are, and I am not trying to say that they are not serious. However, depending on where people are, sometimes cabs are the only form and means of transportation. Ms. McElrath should be, if she's abiding by her conditions, will not be drinking, hopefully will not lead to any alleged scenario that is similar to this, without risking her safety or whatnot by restricting her ability to travel. I do not know whether she owns a car or not, Your Honor, or if she lives near a bus.
All right. Well, I'll order a signature bond. While this case is pending, Ms. McElrath, I'll order that you not use or possess any alcohol. I think that given the allegations that are contained in the criminal complaint, the allegations are essentially that Ms. McElrath battered a Lyft driver for who asked her to leave the vehicle. I think that given the allegations, it makes sense to order to grant the state's request here that in order that she not use any ride share or taxi services. Ms. McElrath lives in Madison, and there are other ways for her to get around.
Good.
All right, we're adjourned on that matter.
Ready for further discussion? Next up is Joshua Cole, appearing by Zoom.
All right, I can see someone on the other side of that door. If that's you, Mr. Cole, can you give a wave or a thumbs up or something?
Yeah, the deputy here has been very harassing towards me. Will give me a copy of the complaint, and I want us to be seen in person.
All right, I'm gonna assume that that's a yes, that this is Mr. Cole. I'll call the case. It's 26 CF 1322, State of Wisconsin versus Joshua Cole. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Joshua Cole appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Cole is eligible for public defender representation. Your Honor, at this time, based off of what Mr. Cole just stated, I, representing him, would ask to push this over till tomorrow so he can be here in person as requested.
I don't have a public defender until I talk to you. I don't want a public defender.
All right, Mr. Cole, do you want to have this hearing tomorrow? In which case,
I wanna have it
perhaps you
now.
can appeal. All right, well, then we're gonna do it virtually.
Sounds great. I'll
all
see
right.
you soon.
I'm sorry?
Hopefully I'll see you in person soon.
Okay, well, counsel, did you say that you had a copy of the complaint?
Yes, we are in receipt of the complaint, waive the
And this
formal reading.
deputy will not give me a copy. He said no. And your name is, sir?
Deputy Rocco. The reason he doesn't have a copy due to covering issues in the housing is he's being secured in right now. I will give it to the deputy. I will view it to the window as well.
All right, thank you, Deputy. I can tell that that's the case by where you're standing. Attorney Rakestraw.
Yes, Your Honor. Waive the formal reading of the complaint and enter pleas of not guilty to the
No, he
misdemeanor.
won't. That is not my attorney.
All right. I will say that I've reviewed a copy of this complaint. I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending $500 cash, no contact with Laura C., and a ban from the 3500 block of Hargrove Street. Mr. Cole has 2 open cases in Sauk County, a violent case in Columbia County that's for substantial battery as a hate crime, and prior convictions for violent offenses under Act 30. State believes that some amount of cash is necessary to protect the public.
All right, Attorney Rakestraw, I think that Mr. Cole's indicated that I'm guessing he doesn't want you to make any bail argument for him today. Is that right, Mr. Cole?
I had muted the defendant, so that he did not interrupt the state, so he is muted at the moment.
All right. Can you unmute him or do they have to
I'm
unmute?
going to request unmute, but they
Okay.
confirm.
All right, Mr. Cole, you're off of mute now. It's your turn to tell me anything you'd like to tell me about the issue of bail. The state has requested that I order $500.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Hold on, Mr. Cole.
Some guy tried to kill me and I defended myself.
Mr. Cole.
That's all there is
And
to
let me
it.
finish my sentence, Mr. Cole.
Sorry,
As
man.
I
I'm very
As I
upset.
said, I'm just going to tell you what the state has requested. They've requested $500, that I order $500 cash bail, that you have no contact with Laura C. And that you be banned from the 3500 block of Hargrove Street. Mr. Cole, I'll tell you that there's a court reporter here in the courtroom. It's writing down everything you say. I'm going to just advise you that anything you say today could be used against you. I'll also tell you that this is not a trial. I'm not going to decide guilt or innocence today. I'm only deciding the issue of bail.
Man,
So
I
what-
can't afford the $500. The signature bond will be just fine.
All right. Mr. Cole, the state tells me that you have some pending cases. Have you, can you tell me anything about your attendance at previous court appearances?
I have never missed a court date. And I have a court date tomorrow for restraining order that I placed on my mother. It's a very sticky situation. And I haven't seen the copy of the criminal complaint yet because this deputy doesn't seem to do his job correctly. Sitting right there. Can I see a copy of it or what? Thank you. Open the trap. He said no. I already know what it means. What's BS?
All right. Let's see, there's a public safety assessment report on file. It indicates that Mr. Cole has not failed to appear pretrial in the last 2 years, but has failed to appear more than 2 years ago. The public safety assessment indicates that he has a prior misdemeanor conviction, prior felony conviction, and a prior violent conviction. Ultimately, that document recommends a modest amount of cash bail. I think that given those circumstances and the circumstances laid out by the Assistant District Attorney here, I think that some amount of cash bail is appropriate. I will order that $250 cash bail. I'll order that while this case is pending, Mr. Cole not have any contact with Laura C. and that he be banned from the 3500 block of Hargrove Street. Is it Hargrove, Hargrove?
That's correct.
All right. Then I think what we'll do here is schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing and we'll be adjourned.
Next up is Darren Townsend.
This is 26 CM 1438, State of Wisconsin versus Darren Townsend. Appearances, please.
Hey, Bridget Cook for the state.
Darren Townsend appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Townsend is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty.
I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause, and I'll enter that not guilty plea. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond and that the defendant not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
No objections.
Order a signature bond with that condition. Mr. Thompson, you get your next court dates on your way out. Make sure you come back to court. Sounds good.
They often understood one thing.
Mr. Johnson, it's not necessary.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
Good luck, sir.
Next up would be Todd Singer.
This is 26 CM 1427, State of Wisconsin versus Todd Singer. Appearances, please.
EDA Bridget Cook for the state.
Todd Sanger appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Sanger is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of a criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty to the misdemeanors.
Does Mr. Singer have an address where the court can send mail?
Is this your current address? Mr. Sanger's current address is 1734 Schlimgen, that's SCHLIMGEN Avenue, Madison, Wisconsin, 53704.
All right, I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond with the condition of no contact with Jackie S.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
Order a signature bond with that condition. Mr. Singer, when you leave here, you'll get your next court date. Make sure you come back to court. Good luck, Mr.
Do I have a swear? Next up is Dale Boston.
Bosley?
This is 26 CM 1357, State of Wisconsin versus Dale Bosley. Senior. Appearances, please.
EDA Bridget Cook for the state.
Dale Bosley appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Bosley is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint and waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty to any and all misdemeanors. And his address is correct.
All right, I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause. We'll get those not guilty pleas entered to all 4 counts. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is requesting $250 cash, no operation of a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and no use or possession of alcohol. In support of the cash request, Mr. Bosley failed to appear for an out of custody initial appearance on June 15th, and it doesn't appear that he gave any reason for that or turned himself in.
On behalf of Mr. Bosley?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm going to request a signature bond. I understand there was a alleged miss on July 15th. However, Mr. Bosley pled guilty on on June 6th. You said the miss was June 15th?
June 15th.
Yeah, he pled guilty on June 16th in case 26 CM 431. So I don't quite understand what happened there. Seems to be some sort of miscommunication, but he was in court literally the next day. So based off of that, if that's the only reason for the cash bail, then I would ask that not be, then I would ask that a signature bond be granted, as it does appear Mr. Bosley was at least in court or making his court appearances, Your Honor.
What's the case number? 26 CM?
26 CM 135. Oh, no, that's not it. What was the one I just looked at here?
I think 431.
431.
All right, well, that does appear to be the case. Mr. Bossy, this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is give you the benefit of the doubt here, and I'm going to order a signature bond. It looks like you were in court the next day. You failed to appear the day before, and it looks like even on this 26 CM 431, you had failed to appear before that. There's a public safety assessment here on file that notes some other failures to appear and puts you at the top of the scale for risk for failed to appear. So I think there's plenty of reasons here to grant the state's request for a cash bail, given your history of failing to appear. But given the fact that you were in court the very next day and you resolved that case, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here, and I'm going to order a signature bond. It's the only request was no operation of motor vehicle without valid driver's license. Is that right?
No consumption or possession of alcohol, but I'm not sure if I said that or not.
Yeah, you did, because I made a note of it. I just missed it. While the case is pending, sir, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol. I'm not going to order that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, only because that's already the law. So you're already required to have a valid driver's license if you're going to operate a motor vehicle. We're adjourned on that case.
Good, all right, so right this way. Next up is Olivia Thompson, appearing by Zoom.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Thompson, is that you? I can see someone standing there. If you're Olivia Thompson, can you give me a sign, a thumbs up or a wave? All right. This is 26 CM 1429, State of Wisconsin versus Olivia Thompson. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Olivia Thompson appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Ms. Thompson is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. And the address listed appears to be correct.
All right. I have reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause. And we'll get that not guilty plea entered for Ms. Thompson. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond, no contact with Jessica C, and a ban from the Motel 6 on Easttown Boulevard.
Any objection?
None.
I'll order a signature bond in this case with those two conditions. We're adjourned.
Next up is Jamal Krause-Simmons.
This is 26 CM 1421, State of Wisconsin versus Jamal Krause-Simmons. Appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Jamal Krause-Simmons appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Krause-Simmons is eligible for public defender representation. We are received the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, and enter pleas of not guilty to the misdemeanors.
I've reviewed this complaint, find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is recommending a $750 cash in this case. No contact with Zaria C, that's ZARIYA, and a ban from the 200 block of South Bird Street in Sun Prairie. This is Mr. Krause-Simmons' sixth criminal case in Dane County. 4 of them involve this same victim. He's been given no acts or threats conditions before, or no contact except through a third party, but he hasn't abided by those. And he has, again, violated specific conditions of bail. It seems that an increase in cash is appropriate to encourage him to comply with those conditions. He also has some dated bench warrants from 2023. I believe there's 2 or 3 of them. That's all.
Attorney Rakestraw?
How much did you ask for? 700?
750.
Go. Your Honor, in light of the number of cases, I do believe 750 is excessive. I'm just looking to see what Mr. Krause-Simmons had posted previously. I understand why some cash bail is appropriate here. I would ask for cash bail in the amount of $500, Your Honor.
Just quickly reviewing CCAP, it looks like in 26 CM 1129, Mr. Krause-Simmons posted $400 cash. Looks like it had initially been set at $750, but reduced to $400 after a bail hearing on June 5th. I don't immediately see any failures to appear, and the state has indicated that maybe there are none after 2023. Given the fact that there are so many cases pending, and Mr. Krause-Simmons has allegedly violated a host of conditions set by the court previously, I think that some amount of cash is appropriate. I think that the $500 amount that was suggested by Attorney Rakestraw is the appropriate amount under the circumstances. That's what I'll order. As a condition of bond, I'll order that he not have any contact with Zaria C and that he not be at this, I'm sorry, Council, is it the 200 block of South Bird Street in Sun Prairie?
That's correct.
All right. Then we're adjourned. Good luck.
Right this way. Next up is Clay Rogers.
Was it 200 block of what? Was it 200 block of where?
South Bird Street in Sun Prairie.
All right, there are 4 cases here. 26 CF 1327, 26 CM 1343, 26 CM 1425, and 26 CM 1426. All set for initial appearance. These are all State of Wisconsin versus Clay Rogers appearances, please.
ADA Bridget Cook for the state.
Clay Rogers appears by Attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Rogers is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of all the criminal complaints, waive the reading on all 4. Enter pleas of not guilty to all of the misdemeanors. It is my understanding that Mr. Rogers' current address is 1902 Greenway Cross, Fitchburg, Wisconsin, 53713, unit number 3.
I'm sorry, you were saying, you said unit number
3.
I've reviewed these complaints. I find that they state probable cause. Get the not guilty pleas entered to the misdemeanors. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State is requesting $200 cash in each case. Starting with 26 CF 1327, the condition requested would be not to be at or around the Kaya Clinic, which is at 4785 Hayes Road. In 26 CM 1343, the condition would be no contact with Yaya G, that's YAHYA, and no selling on Facebook Marketplace. In 26 CM 1425, the condition would be a no contact with Brian GS, that's BRAYAN. No contact with MORROW MARLO. A ban from the 1900 block of Greenway Cross, and a ban from selling items at pawn shops or to recyclers. And in 26 CM 1426, the condition would be no contact with any Ground Force Solutions property or employee. The reason for the cash request across these cases is the number of open cases and that he continues to violate the law despite the simple bail conditions that say not to do so.
The PSA notes a prior failure to appear the last 2 years. Do you know anything about that, Attorney Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, give me 1 second.
Also wondering if you can give me any information about the other information on the PSA, which is about there indicates there's a prior felony conviction and a prior violent conviction.
As for the
Or rather, I'm sorry, just a prior felony conviction. Looks like the answer is no to prior violent conviction.
Okay. As for the missed appearances, I'm seeing a bench warrant from 2023 in warrant status for about 10 days on that one. And then in the 3 cases, 26 CM 215, 26 CM 875, and 26 CM, oh, that's the same one, 875, bench warrants issued on June 2nd. But it looks like those were served on June 3rd. As for the criminal history, you said it was 1 prior felony that you're seeing there?
It just says prior felony conviction, yes.
Okay. That appears to be a possession of narcotics, and it's from 2023.
Thank you. Attorney Rakestraw?
Yes, Your Honor. For Mr. Rogers, I understand that he has a number of cases and one of which is a fairly high charged felony. However, I'm going to ask for a signature bond on this, Your Honor. When addressing the missed court dates, I'm looking at the current ones where bench warrants were issued on June 2nd. It appears there was a request. I'm guessing Mr. Rogers reached out to our office and stated that he had missed on the 2nd, and we contacted the court on the 3rd to set new court dates. So Your Honor, it does appear that Mr. Rogers was trying to address those bench warrants the next day in a very timely manner. As to the cases themselves, in terms of I believe a signature bond is appropriate, Your Honor. None of these cases seem to be violent. Even the felony, the burglary, seems to be towards a business that was not open at the time. These are just allegations. I understand he is facing serious time for this, but it appears some of his other criminal record is somewhat dated. And so with the fact that he did call in to address that warrant almost immediately, Your Honor, I believe a signature bond is warranted here.
There, as I indicated earlier, there's a public safety assessment on file here. It notes that Mr. Rogers has not only failed to appear pretrial in the last 2 years, but also failed to appear pretrial more than 2 years ago. It notes that he has prior misdemeanor and felony convictions, and it puts him on a 5 of 6 on the new criminal activity scale and a 5 of 6 on the failure to appear scale. Given all of those facts and the fact that he has some pending cases open at the time he allegedly committed these offenses, I do think some amount of cash bail is appropriate. The PSA recommends a moderate amount of cash bail. The state has asked for $200 cash bail on each case, which I think is a moderate amount of cash bail. That's what I'm going to order. With respect to 26 CF 1327, I'll order that Mr. Rogers not be at the Kaya Clinic on Hayes Road. And with respect to 26 CM 1343, I'll order that he not have any contact with Yaya G and not sell anything on Facebook Marketplace. With respect to 26 CM 1425, I'll order that he not have any contact with Brian GS and no contact with Mario, whose last initial I missed, counsel.
1 second. It's Marlow, MARLO, and it's M as in Mary.
No contact with Marlow M. Banned from the 1900 block of which street?
Greenway Crossing.
And a ban from any pawn shops or recycling facilities. Is that what you asked for? Or
From
conditions that
selling
came-
to recycling
And from selling to recycling?
operators.
I'll just order a ban from any pawn shops or recycling operators. Finally, with respect to 26 CM 1426, I'll order that he not have any contact with any property or employee of Ground Force Solutions. Council, time limits for preliminary hearing on 26 CF 1327.
We will not waive.
We'll schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. We're adjourned on that case.
Right, this way, soon. That's doing good. It's doing good.
When you get your attorney.
All right. Next up is Marcel Taylor.
This is 26 CM 1428, State of Wisconsin versus Marcel Taylor Jr. Appearances, please.
88 Bridget Cook for the state.
Marcel Taylor appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Taylor is eligible for public defender representation. We are received a criminal complaint with formal reading and a plea of not guilty. Mr. Taylor's current address is 6810 Milwaukee Street, apartment 206, Madison, Wisconsin, 53718.
Right, I've reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause, and we'll get those not guilty pleas entered for Mr. Taylor. What's the state's recommendation on bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond with non-monetary conditions of no use or possession of controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription and no use or possession of alcohol.
Any objection?
None.
All right, Mr. Taylor, I'll order a signature bond on this case. As a condition of the signature bond, I will order that you not use or possess any alcohol. It's already illegal for you to use or possess any controlled substances without a valid prescription, so I'm not going to include that, but it is covered in the other standard bond conditions. All right, you will get your next court dates when you leave here. Make sure you come back to court. All right, we're adjourned on that case.
Right this way. Next up is Jason Webb.
This is 26 CF 1331, State of Wisconsin versus Jason Weber. Appearances, please.
EDA Bridget Cook for the state.
Jason Weber appears by attorney William Rakestraw. Mr. Weber is eligible for public defender representation. We are in receipt of the criminal complaint, waive the formal reading, enter pleas of not guilty for the misdemeanors. And as of right now, Mr. Weber's mailing address is the Beacon.
All right, I've reviewed this complaint, find that it states probable cause. We'll get those not guilty pleas entered with for the misdemeanors. What's the state's argument about bail or bond?
State is recommending a signature bond Non-monetary conditions that he not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and a ban from the 2200 block of Sire Road.
Any objection?
None.
All right, Mr. Weber, I'll order your release on a signature bond. While this case is pending, I'll order that you are banned from the 2200 block of Zaire Road. Your, the bond will already contain a provision that you agree to follow the law while this case is pending. And that covers your use or possession of controlled substances. So I'm not gonna add that, but you already are prohibited from possessing those things without a valid prescription.
Yeah.
Time limits for preliminary hearing, counsel.
We'll waive them.
I'll find that Mr. Weber's waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for status. Mr. Weber, you'll get the date for your next court appearance. Before you leave here, make sure you come back to court.
Okay, I'm gonna be going to rehab pretty soon.
Best of luck to you. Keep in contact with your lawyer about where you are.
Okay.
Okay.
You're good.
Thanks, guys. That's everyone today.
Oh,